Speaking of support, I was really curious to hear what would you'd say if we teased out the physiological imprint of monitoring the self. We've touched on the outer physical world. We started exploring a little bit more about the thoughts that we might have. And then there's this word of monitoring ourselves. And I'm curious what you'd have to say about that in regards to our physiological effect of making those decisions and what might happen sensing somatically in the body as we're navigating that decision to put our work second to these other priorities in our lives.
Making new decisions, we're going to feel maybe ambivalent toward this, going to feel like, I don't know if this is the right decision. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. There's a physical price to pay if we don't. And the physical price is it'll show up in some kind of physical illness for the most part. It'll show up in arthritis. It'll show up in gastrointestinal issues. It'll show up in asthma, irritable bowel, different reproductive challenges, heart issues, sometimes hearing issues, cognitive issues, throat issues, not sleeping. That's the price that we pay when we don't listen to our bodies. We want to be able to do what I call tracking, which is just tuning in to what it is that our body is telling us all along, but we don't often tune in and listen. So if I check in with my body right now, what might I be noticing? Getting better at that, because that will help us navigate those. We'll be able to detect it before we're sick, ideally.
Patricia's tips, tricks, and tools.
One of the things that I would strongly encourage people to do, and I do it myself, is tracking. Now, what do I mean by tracking? Tracking is the process that we check into ourselves just to notice what I might be feeling physically. What might I be feeling in my gut? What do I notice anything different in my breath? Ideally, we want to grow toward moment to moment awareness so that we can make adjustments with things like how we sit. What do we need to eat? Do we need to use the facilities for a bio break? Do we need to be in the sun and go for a walk? Do we need nature? How people can begin to track is just as you're living your life. So not changing a thing about it. You don't have to do meditation or anything like that. As you go about living your life, from time to time, when it occurs to you, just check in and see what you're noticing in your body. Anywhere. It could be your head might hurt. It could be your big toe. You might notice something there. It could be you feel nothing. That's fine. And then, maybe an hour or two later, you might be watching Netflix and having some popcorn. So checking in, what am I noticing? You don't have to change anything about your life. You just learn to, from time to time, just check in. What am I noticing? By doing that, you get really, really good at it, and you can refine your awareness so that you can listen to your body. It has a lot of wisdom. One of the things I believe is that our body knows how to heal. If we listen, we can certainly do a lot with listening to our physiology.